Okay, so after a long break, I have seen some of you. Okay, so today we are going to start asymmetric key cryptography. Okay, so we have learned about symmetric key cryptography. So symmetric key cryptography is something that there should be same key both sender and receiver side. We have gone through DS, AES, Blowfish, RC5 idea, that is 5 symmetric key algorithms that are present in your syllabus. There are some modifications like double DS, triple DS. We have also learned. Now the thing is that the problem is still there. That is, suppose you are using AES, so same S box must be there at sender and receiver side. So you are not directly sending the key there, both sides the same key they need to use at sender and receiver side, whatever it is, that is 128 bit key or 192 bit key or 256 bits key. So that means that you have to not only share the keys, you have to also share the S box, the procedures, along with if you are doing some permutation in case of DES. So that permutation and P boxes you also need to share at the receiver side also. So there are lots of problems are associated. Still, you are using symmetric key cryptography. Now, what we can do with the help? So that problem can be solved with the help of asymmetric key cryptography. Now, the concept of asymmetric key cryptography deals with that there will be, instead of one key, there will be two keys will be involved. One will be public key, another will be private key. One public key, another will be private key. Now let's discuss about this public key private key concept. This is very important. Please try to understand that this is each and every individual that present in a this cryptographic domain must have two keys. Suppose I am here and XYZ is also there from the student set, so I have two keys. So I have one public key, private key, and you have also two keys, one public key, another private key. Okay. So this is the concept. This is not like that I have public key, you have private key, this type of concept. No. Each and every individual that are present inside the key will have two keys, one public key, another private key. Okay. So I have one key, that is one public key, one private key, and you have another two keys, that one public key, one private key. So now the thing is that the public key private key concept comes with the fact that you will share the public key, but you will not share the private key. Okay, so if I have two keys, you have two keys. So I have two keys means I have one public key, one private key. You have one private key, one public key. So I will share my public key to the receiver, and receiver will share the public key with the sender. Okay, so this is the concept. So if I try to discuss this thing with the help of Notepad, Microsoft Word. So let me discuss this thing. Okay, so suppose this is sender. Okay, so this is sender and this is receiver. Okay, so this is sender and this is receiver, right? So this is sender, this is receiver. Now the sender has two keys, one public key, so I'm writing public key, and this is private key. So this is I am writing as PR. Okay, so this is sender's public key, sender's private key. So same thing, receiver have two keys. Okay, so this is receiver's public key, so RPU, and this is receiver private key, RPR. So just like sender receiver, if you have there are like five of you who are there in the class. For example, today's class there are 25 students are there in the class. So each and individual must have two keys if you want to communicate with the help of asymmetric cryptography. Okay, understood? So it is the concept. This is not like symmetric key that the same key will be shared between the sender and receiver. But in case of asymmetric key cryptography, each and every individual must have two keys, one public key, another private key. Now, sender has two keys, one public key, one private key. Receiver has two keys, one private key and public key. Now, how the communication will be done? Now, during the communication, sender this public key. So, this public key is R knows this public key. Okay, so that's why it is called public key. Okay, and sender also knows the receiver's public key. So the public key is public in nature. So you know the public key of the sender, public key with the receivers. So all of, suppose there are 25 students are there in the class. So I know the public key of the 25 students. And you also know my public key. Okay, that's why it is called public key. But I have a secret key that I won't share with anyone. So that is my private key. Okay, and you have also, each and every individual, you have private key with yourself, and you will not share that secret key with anyone. Okay, so that is secret to you. For example, your mobile. Okay, so you kept many secret information inside your mobile. Okay, so that is your private key, but still you share that, you want to share through the WhatsApp, through the Facebook. So that thing is called the public. So this is the concept of public and private. So public is something that you want to share, and what is private, that you want to keep secret. So same thing same thing happens in the asymmetric cryptography. There are two concepts are there, two keys are there. The one is public key, another is private key. So public is, suppose your profile picture, everybody can see your profile picture. So that is your public key. But there are some images are also there in your gallery that you never share. Okay, that is just you see the picture, that is a secret key. Okay, so same thing. So sender, receiver. So this public key. Now, how the communication will took place? How the communication will took place? So let's see this with the help of another slide. So how the communication took place? So this is sender, this is receiver. Okay, this is sender, this is receiver. Okay, so this is R. This is sender, this is receiver. Now, if sender wants to send something, that means what sender is intended? Sender is intended that particular data will be only opened by the receiver. Now, what is the concept of sender, receiver, public key, private key? So if I come back here, you will see this public key and private key, there is a logic behind it. Okay, so if you encrypt any data with this public key, that will be decrypted by this private key. Okay, is this thing clear? So if I encrypt some data with the help of sender's public key, then that can be decrypted by sender's private key. So same thing happens for the receiver also. So if you are encrypting any data with the receiver's public key, that will be decrypted by the receiver's private key only. So this is the pair. That is how we can prepare the keys. So before discussing the asymmetric key cryptography, please try to understand the fact that public key and private key, each and every individual will have two keys, one public key, another private key. Then not only the fact that public key and private key are a pair. So if you encrypt the data with the help of public key, then you can decrypt it with the help of private key. If you encrypt the data with this private key, that will be decrypted by the public key. So both sides, the concept is same. So something like, what is the concept of public key, private key? For example, that is for example, 5 and 1 by 5. Okay, 5 and 1 by 5. So this is, suppose this is public key, this is private key. So if you encrypt the data with the help of 5, then you can decrypt it with the help of 1 by 5. That means this is a pair. Okay. So this the concept of public key, private key. So senders, suppose I have two keys, public key, private key. So these two keys are pairs. So if I encrypt the data with my public key, then that can be decrypted by my private key only. In case if you are using your keys, that means if you encrypt the data with the help of your public key, that can be decrypted by only your private key. Okay, so this is the logic behind asymmetric key cryptography. Okay, so now this is your sender and this is your receiver. Okay, so this is your sender, this is your receiver. Now just tell me, if I want to send the data, that if sender wants to send data to receiver, which key will be used for encryption purpose? Just tell me. If I want to send one data secretly to receiver, so which key? I had two keys. Okay, I have sender's public key, I have sender's public key, I have sender's private key, I have sender's private key. Same thing in receiver also, two keys are there, receiver's public key and receiver private key. Okay, so there are four keys are there, sender two keys, receiver two keys, one private, another public. In the receiver side also you have two keys, one private, one public. So just tell me, if sender wants to send data to receiver, which key will be used for encryption? Kire? Not you. Not you, not you. Students, are you there? Okay. Is there anyone? Yes. 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 So this is, there are two keys are there, sender side two keys are there, receiver side two keys are there. So sender, the one public key, private key, and receiver also private key, public key. Now my question is that if I want to encrypt the data, that is sender wants to send the data to the receiver. So which key will be used for encryption purpose? Normally public key is used for encryption purpose. Normally public key is used for encryption purpose and private key is used for decryption purpose. Okay, and public key is shareable, private key is not shareable. Public key is secret to the particular individual. ঠিক আছে? So this is the concept of public key, private key in case of asymmetric key cryptography. তাহলে বলো, if I want to send data to the receiver, which key will I use for encryption purpose?
Public key.
Public key. Car public key? Which public key? Sender public key or receiver public key? See, the public key, the sender knows public key is public in nature. So sender knows sender's public key, sender's private key along with receiver's public key. And receiver knows receiver's public key, receiver's private key along with sender's private key. So if I want to encrypt the data. That there is, if sender wants to encrypt the data, so sender will encrypt the particular file with receiver's public key, so that receiver can decrypt it receiver's private key. So this is the concept of asymmetric cryptography. Please pay attention again. So there are two concepts are there. So in case of asymmetric cryptography, each and every individual will have two keys. One public key, another private key. Each and every individual. Amar, Mane, Devodip, Devdeep, Rupak, then you have other students, Shomitra, everyone, you will have two keys. One public key, another private key. I have two keys, one public key and private key. This is the first point. What is the second point? Second point is public key is shareable, but private key is not shareable. Okay, so I know receiver's public key, but I don't know receiver's private key. Okay, this is the second point. And what is the third point? This public key and private key, are is a pair. It is a pair. So if you encrypt the data with the help of public key, that means that data can be decrypted by this private key only. So this is a pair. Public key, private key of a particular individual is a pair. So if you encrypt the data with this public key, that can be decrypted by this private key. Okay, so this is the 3 points that belongs to asymmetric key cryptography. Now, if I want to share something to the receiver, that means I should use receiver's public key for encryption, so that that can be decrypted by receiver's private key. Okay, is this thing clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, if receiver wants to send something. So receiver wants to send something. So suppose receiver wants to send something. So what receiver will do? Receiver will use this S public key for encryption purpose, so that data can be decrypted by this private key. The private key is not shareable, public key is shareable. So if I want to send some data to XYZ, so I will first ask XYZ, please give your public key. So public key will be shared. Now with the help of the public key, I will encrypt the data and will be sent to the XYZ. Now XYZ has another secret key with himself. That is the private key. Now with the help of the private key, XYZ will decrypt it. Okay, so this is how the asymmetric key cryptography works. So if you want to send any data, what you will do? You will first ask that particular person, please give your public key. Please give your public key. And then with the help of the public key, you will encrypt the data, and then you will decrypt it with the help of private key. Okay, so this is the concept of asymmetric key cryptography. Now let's get back to our book, cryptography book. So this is your asymmetric cryptography chapter. So asymmetric cryptography algorithms, digital signatures, and RSA. So this is the chapter, that is chapter 4, which actually deals with the asymmetric cryptography algorithm. So basically, there are problems. Symmetric. What is the advantage of symmetric cryptography? Symmetric cryptography is fast and efficient, but the major problem is key sharing. So how you can securely exchange key between sender and receiver, that is the biggest problem in case of symmetric key cryptography. To handle this problem, asymmetric key cryptography comes. So asymmetric key cryptography actually, yes, a lot of people. এত লেট হয়ে গেছে কি করে? আমি এমনিতেই তো 5 মিনিটস টাইম দিলাম। আমি মানে এত জয়েন করছিল দেখে আমি আরো 5 মিনিটস I was there, because the asymmetric cryptography concept is Okay. Okay. So the students, those who have joined late, so I just want to tell that still someone is joining, no? Chandruchu. Okay, so those who joined late, I want to just say three things. These three things are very important in case of symmetric key, asymmetric key cryptography. Today we are discussing about asymmetric key cryptography. So in case of asymmetric key cryptography, so each of the individual will have two keys, one public key and private key. Public key is used for encryption and private key is used for decryption. So if that is public, and this is the concept of asymmetric cryptography. So the first point, please remember, the first point is that each and every individual will have two keys, one public key, another private key. Suppose Chandrachur has joined. So if Chandrachur is tried to using is trying to use asymmetric key cryptography, then he must have two keys, public key, private key. So this is the first point. What is the second point? Second point is public key will be used for encryption and private key will be used for decryption. Another thing is that public key is shareable. So if you want, you can share your public key, but secret key is secret to yourself. You cannot share the secret key. Third point is, this is a pair. Public key and private key is a pair. So if you are encrypting any data with this public key, then that can be decrypted with this private key only. So this public key and private key is a pair. Public key and private key is a pair. So if you are encrypting with the help of this public key, that can be decrypted with the help of this private key only. So this is the three concepts that are associated with asymmetric key cryptography. Now, what is the advantage of asymmetric key cryptography? Symmetric key cryptography is fast and efficient, but the problem is key sharing. So to handle the problem of key sharing, the asymmetric key cryptography came. Now, asymmetric key cryptography, there is a lot of histories are there. So that thing you can get from here. So the two different keys. So these things that I had discussed, that are actually mentioned here over and over. That is a public key, private key. Public key you will share, private key you won't share. Public key will be used for encryption, private key will be used for decryption. So suppose private key is not shared, so you will not share the private key. So you will not share the private key, but you will share the public key. So this thing is given. So this is sender, this is receiver. Suppose you want to send the data to the receiver. So what you will use? You will use B's public key. So you will use B's public key to encrypt. So sender, this is a plain text. Then you will use B's public key. As you know that if you want to share data with B, you will ask B, please give me your public key. Then B will give you the public key, as public key is shareable. So then B will share you the public key, and from the with the help of the public key, you will generate the ciphertext and send the ciphertext through the network to B. Now what B will do, as public key and private key is a pair, so as the data is encrypted with the help of B's public key, that can be decrypted by B's private key only. So then the receiver will decrypt B's private key and generate the plain text back. So if you encrypt it with the help of, if you encrypt it with the help of A's public key, then what will happen? You don't have A's private key. B does not have A's private key. So how they will decrypt it? That's why you have to use the sender should always use receiver's public key for encryption purpose, so that receiver can decrypt it. Okay, so this is the concept of asymmetric key cryptography. Now, there is an just like in Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm, in case of asymmetric cryptography also there is a RSA algorithm is there. So RSA algorithm is the key generation algorithm. In case of just like in case of just in case of Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm that actually generates key in case of symmetric key cryptography. uh, RSA algorithm actually generates keys in case of asymmetric key cryptography. So RSA, why it is that there is a three scientists are there who actually generated this RSA algorithm. So as per their name, it is called the RSA algorithm. Okay. So let's discuss the RSA algorithm. So these are the 7 steps of the RSA algorithm. First, you have to generate two prime numbers, two large prime numbers, P and Q. And then you will multiply them. That is N equal to P into Q. Then select the public key E. Public keyটাকে E দিয়ে notify করে as it is encryption key such that it is not a factor of P minus 1 and Q minus 1. Okay. So first you have to choose two prime numbers P and Q. Then you have to multiply them, that is N equal to P into Q. Then you have to select one key, that is the public key E, such that it is not a factor of P minus 1 and Q minus 1. Then you have to choose the private key, that is D, such that D into E mod P minus 1 into Q minus 1 is equal to 1. So there are lots of mathematics are there. So you have to choose the another key E such that if you multiply D and E and then you will do mod of this P minus 1 and Q minus 1, the result will be 1. So that is the 4 steps that is actually helpful to generate the public key and private key. After that, you need to do the encryption with the help of encryption key, and the receiver will do the decryption with the help of decryption key. So for encryption purpose, suppose this is your plain text, PT is your plain text. So PT to the power E mod N. What is N? N equal to P into Q. So this is how it will generate the ciphertext. Now, this is ciphertext you will send to the receiver. Now, what receiver will do? Receiver will calculate to the plain text back from the ciphertext. How that can be done? So, suppose this is your ciphertext that you have sent. So, CT to the power D mod N, that gives you the plain text. So, these are the 7 steps of the RSA algorithm. I am again repeating. So, first you have to choose two prime numbers P and Q. Then you have to calculate N, which is equal to P into Q. Then you have to select the public key E such that it is not a factor of P minus 1 and Q minus 1. Then you have to select the private key. How can you? I always say that public key and private key is a pair. So public key is 5, then the private key will be 1 by 5. So that 5 into 1 by 5 equal to 1. So that type of concept, that you have to choose the private key. Private key is used for the decryption key. That's why it is notified as D, such that D into E mod of P minus 1 into Q minus 1, মানে এই যে এখানে যেটা আমরা ক্যালকুলেট করেছি, so that should be equal to 1. So when we have chosen the E and D, that is encryption and decryption key, then we can do the encryption and decryption. So with the help of the key, suppose the plain text is PT, then how can I generate the ciphertext? The formula is ciphertext is plain text to the power E mod N, and that will be sent to the ciphertext. That data will be sent. The ciphertext will be sent to the receiver. Now the receiver will decrypt it. For the decryption, same formula will be used. That is CT to the power D mod N. That actually gives you the plain text back. So let's discuss this thing with the help of an mathematical formula. Okay, just give me 2 seconds. I'll be back. So I hope you can see this example, that is P equal to 47 and Q equal to 17. Okay, P equal to 47, Q equal to 17. Now you have to calculate N equal to P into Q. So you have to calculate N equal to P into Q. So 7 into 17, which gives you 119. Now we have to select the public key E such that it is not a factor of P minus 1 into Q minus 1. Now P is 47, Q is 17. So P minus 1 into Q minus 1, that is equal to 6 into 16, that is 96. So the factors of 96 are, these are the factors. Okay. So you have to choose E such that it is not a factor of 2, 4, then 6. So this in this way. Okay. So if we choose E equal to 5, so that means it does not have its factors with 2 and 3. So we have choose E as 5. So we have to choose, you can choose any number, but it should not be factor of 2 and 3. What is 2 and 3? 2 and 3 is nothing but this is your P. So as per the formula, what is this? That is P minus 1 and Q minus 1. So you have to calculate P minus 1, that is 7 minus 1, into 17 minus 1, that is your Q. So P minus 1 is 6, Q minus 1 is 16. So 6 into 16 is 96. So these are the factors of 96. So you have to choose any value that is not a factor of this 2 and 3. So that's why E has been chosen as 5. So E is the public key. Now next you have to choose the private key. So how can you choose the private key? You have to choose the private key D such that D into E mod P minus 1 into Q minus 1 equal to 1. Okay. So this is the formula. So D into 5 mod of this equal to 1. এবার দেখ তুই 1 by 1 D choose করতে পারিস. You can take the number and then you are calculating this. So after some calculation, you got D equal to 77. So 77 into 5 mod of 96, that gives you 1. Okay. So the decryption key is 77. So this is a pair. So if you encrypt any data with the help of 5, that can be decrypted by with the help of 77. And then this becomes a pair. That's why if you are encrypting with 5, that can be decrypted by 77. Reverse is also true. So if you are encrypting with the help of 77, that can be decrypted by 5. So this is a pair. The public key and private key is a pair. So after you got your public key and private key, what is your next task? Next task is that you have to do the encryption. How can you perform the encryption? So first of all, this is the formula. Suppose this is your plain text to the power E mod n. So suppose the plain text is 10. So how can you do that thing? That is 10 to the power 5 mod 119, that is n equal to 119. What is n? N is the multiplication value of the P and Q. We have chosen P equal to 47, Q equal to 17. So 47 into 17, that gives you this value mod 119, that is equal to 40. That means 40 is your ciphertext. So now you will send this 40 to the receiver. Now what receiver will do? Now receiver will perform the decryption operation. How the decryption operation will be performed? With the help of the same formula. So ciphertext to the power decryption key mod n. Now ciphertext is your 40. Decryption key we have considered 77. So 40 to the power 77 mod 119, which gives you 10 back. So now you can get your original plain text back. So this is the RSA algorithm with the help of mathematical notations. So next class we will again do RSA algorithm with the help of another question, so that you can get the idea that how can you generate this public key and private key, and at the same time how these factors we can generate, how the factors can we generate so that this formula is true. Okay. So this is the biggest problem of RSA algorithm, where you have to calculate that the decryption key into encryption key mod of P minus 1 into Q minus 1 equal to 1. So how this thing can be calculated, that we will do with the in our next class.